Hey, good morning. Welcome to Your Shores Prepping. I'm your host, Greg. A lot going on. Let's get started. Elon Musk is completing his transaction of purchasing Twitter. The first thing he's done is to fire the heads of Twitter, which is an excellent start. The biggest one is firing the head of censorship in Twitter. And I want to know if Elon Musk has the guts and the fortitude to reinstate those people that have permanently been banned off of Twitter and reinstate free speech. If he does, I applaud him and I will support him in every way possible with Twitter. My guess is, pardon me, the deep state is going to react, and meaning the deep state, the government, the Biden administration, the corrupt politicians in there are going to retaliate, and they will start investigating Elon Musk just like they're doing Donald Trump, and they are going to investigate him inside and out and cost him millions of dollars until he surrenders and reinstates Twitter censorship rule. That would be my guess, because the deep state lost a power base in Twitter. And they're going to retaliate and say, we're not going to kill the golden goose. We're just going to cripple it through investigations, retaliations, and everything else. That's my bet. And I bet it starts very quickly. I hope Elon Musk will stick to his guns and free speech. I hope he does. And if he does, that will be a blow for freedom. And hopefully, the gutless wonders in Congress and Senate will see that and say, okay, YouTube, you're next. Instagram and all the other people that you censor and violate free speech, we're going to repeal the protection, and you're going to start living up to the Constitution. Hope they do it. Next, on the world platform, and you haven't seen this much, but I strongly suggest you will see it very quickly. South Africa is going to plunge into a civil war like you've never seen, and there will be attempted, and this is my guess, my speculation, but it's already started, an attempted genocide, a purging of all the Caucasian people in South Africa. Now, mind you, many of these people have been there for generations, especially the farmers that have fed South Africans for hundreds of years. That would be my guess. And the Supreme Court in South Africa has ruled that the government can take away a person's private property without compensating them for its value. So that means that this government is going to start confiscating generational farms that have fed South Africans, confiscate it, kick the majority of the white farmers off of it and say, get out. And you're lucky you're escaping with your lives if they can do that, and be gone. Now, they're already suffering from a food shortage because the South African government are not farmers, and they don't know how to produce food, and they're killing the people that have fed them. There's also a drought, housing shortages, and everything else going on. Crime is so rampant in South Africa, it is unsafe for most South Africans to walk down the streets. So it is getting very ugly very quickly, and that will devolve into a genocide, and look for that to happen. And that's sad, because South Africa has all the minerals and all the lands to feed its people and be a wealthy country, but they're choosing not to do that. The hatred is overwhelming them. Next, another New World Order casualty. The United Nations Agenda 2030 has struck in the Netherlands. The Dutch government has said, guess what? We are going to confiscate up to 600 farms that we deem are the biggest offenders to the climate change with their carbon, meaning fertilizers and tractors and everything else. We're going to confiscate those farms, shut them down, compensate somewhat for the farmers, and tell them to learn another trade. If that happens, you are going to see 25% reduction in grains and foods in Europe, but they do not care. The Dutch government has already penalized the farmers with extremely high diesel fuel prices, and they are not stopping there. They want the farmers put out of business. They want the Dutch people reliant on the government and saying, here, eat your tofu and be happy you have that. That's what's going on there, folks. The New World Order. And if you go to the World Economic Forum, they're telling you exactly what they're doing. Klaus Schwab, if you go to my community page, I posted a couple of videos. Klaus Schwab, it says, we're at the crossroads. Here comes the crisis. Get ready for it. My suggestion to you is you should already be ready for it. Things are happening and are accelerating because the time is short. I look for Xi Jinping, who has consolidated his leadership into a dictatorship for life, will now take on Taiwan because of the fool in the White House and the incoherent vice president who's just a heartbeat away, who loves her yellow school buses, is just absolutely a mockery. But that's what I want you to take a look at, if you would, please. I can't tell you any more than to get ready, but I can tell you this, and I promise you this. YouTube is eliminating channels by the thousands for whatever violation. They never specified what I did to violate the policy. It was generic. But the World Economic Forum, the New World Order, says it's time to start cracking down on disinformation. Google, which controls YouTube, is in compliance. Be strong, read and learn for yourself, get yourself educated. Learn what's happening. Learn who is not on your side. They'll tell you. Get yourself right with God. He's always on your side. Ask for forgiveness for your sins. Get baptized, submerged in water. Thank you for liking and subscribing and referring this channel. Greg out.